Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and today we're doing a very belated video. This is the collection video for 2024. This is my current collection as of end of May 2024. And so yeah, I just thought I'd bring you guys along for the ride. One honorable mention is going to be the one Orca clone, which I have. It is currently disassembled, as you can see, and being modded at the moment. It is on loan to me. And so this is just the blade of it, and I can't wait to show you when it's done. I'm really happy with how this faux hormone line came out. But yeah, this is the only balisong I have on me that is, under construction, that I don't have technically in the case. There's also not even space for it in the case as of right now, even though there would be in normal circumstances. But opening the box up, right, so we have basically all of our balisongs here. So we're actually going to start, I guess, in chronological order. And so we actually, one, we take away this Bali Plus oil, and two, we're going to take off this section here. We're going to start on the underside of our case. So we have our first ever balisong other than the Lego one, and this thing is absolutely classic. I really enjoy this guy. He's a super fun little flipper, safe to travel with. You can basically take this everywhere, and it was like £4 on eBay, and so I'm very happy with this. It's very much just handle heavy, but otherwise I think it's pretty cool. The next balisong on the list would have been my first proper upgrade, which is the Andux trainer, which, I mean, this thing, it's like, what, £26 on Amazon? And other than the size is a little weird once getting used to normal size balisongs, this thing is absolutely fantastic. It is definitely a handle bias towards handle heavy, but it's where I like to chaplain. It could kind of fan. It wasn't perfect, but it was something I enjoyed. I think the fact that it has no tap, I mean, it doesn't sound amazing, but it sounds pretty good. I think that's pretty special. So this thing has a special place in my collection. It's something that I'd like to keep for as long as I can. And technically, actually, I think I do have one balisong that should have come before it, but I don't exactly remember now. And this is the CSGO trainer. This thing is an absolute unit. I think it weighs like 200 grams. It's like full stainless steel channel construction. It actually kind of flips. Okay, yeah, it kind of flips, but I mean, if you drop this on yourself, it is just a nightmare. It will decapitate you, basically. All the play in the world, all the tap. It's tang pin construction, though, so it's actually quite cool. And it does look pretty nice, to be fair. It's not super massive. I'd say it's about a normal size for a balisong. And I just think that it's super cool. And yeah, this is something that I've just been very glad to have. I'm very happy that I can enjoy it. And now, technically, from now on, all my balisongs are kind of new additions. So now we're just going to kind of go in a more of a random order. And so we have this Nabalis Hydra blade here, which is just something that I have in my little box. It's just hardware and stuff. Obviously, I got my Carbon Honey Thick, which actually is a bit too thick. And I'm thinking next time I get oil, it'll probably be Carbon Honey Medium. I just think it gunks up the pivots a little bit too much in the thick. But yeah, I'm going to go for my sister's little Balisong Squiddy trainer clone thing that I got her. I've borrowed this screw out of here because she's not using it at the moment. She's actually not even home, I should say. And so, yeah, that will go alongside my travel buddy, which this thing is absolutely fantastic. This has been to Australia with me, and yeah, this thing, absolutely phenomenal little flipper. Really do recommend if you'd like one of these. I will try to put all the, at least AliExpress balisongs in the description below. The other ones, which are a bit easier to get hold of, or at least, by normal methods, which there's 3 of them here, then, I'll tell you where to get those. But after that, I would say would come the Prisma, which is my most monumental balisong. This was the first proper original balisong that I bought. I bought these when they were still pretty new. This was the last batch of blue-purple hybrid handles. It's got a custom acid wash, on there, and doesn't sound as good as brand new, but this thing is still pretty damn fantastic. I've got the Nabalis hardware in the bottom because I lost a bottom screw. Seems to be a common problem losing a bottom screw. But yeah, this thing, I love the length, I love the balance. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a little loud, but honestly, I love this thing so unbelievably much. It is one of my favorite balisongs, basically, of all time. Then we have my custom Armed Shark replicant. This thing, it's an absolute nutty monster. I mean, fantastic tune, carbon fiber channel inlays. I mean, look at that tune, man. That is absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, this thing, easily one of my favorite flippers as well. It's a little shorter than the Prisma. Then again, I think this is the only normal size balisong here. And so, you know, we're getting there in terms of the sizes. I guess I actually do have quite a few small balisongs at the moment. But yeah, these two are kind of like my bread and butter. These are absolute staples of my collection, to be honest. And this I can maybe see myself getting rid of one day, but I feel like I'll always have to get back a rep at another point in time. And so that is something that I'm super excited for, just to have. The next thing I have here is the Snowflake Barebones. Channel Barebones, kind of clone, original kind of hybrid thing. And this thing is absolutely fantastic. However, this is currently for sale. I just want to sell it for what I bought it for, pretty much. And I'm happy to do kind of mod work for you guys for a discount price. If anyone is interested in buying this thing's absolutely fantastic. I should mention balances, by the way. This is a bit weird. It's like a very gentle handle-wise, very neutral, but fans fantastically. Probably best fanner in terms of a trainer, and rollovers really well. Really does everything, to be honest. This is like a very light handle bias, like a neutral at the moment with the modded. It's a medium handle bias stock. This thing is a very much neutral with a very gentle handle bias, but it's like a very end-weighted handle bias, similar to the Prisma in terms of this thing will absolutely just be a monster at everything. It's got a really nice taper towards the pivots here, and so that makes it super fun to hold. Very unique feeling balisong, normal size, about a Kraken basically. You can see it fits with the BRS lineup. I guess I have a lot of BRS stuff. Here is now a balisong that you guys have not seen on the channel actually, and I doubt it will feature on the channel. This is also for sale, and this is the One EX10 clone, which I think is actually a really fun little balisong. And my only problem with this would be the balance. If you find some bushings to make as spacers at the end, you know, if you have some floating bushings that are super thick, the balance is actually, it does clean up quite a bit. But I don't know, this, I really fell in love with the design because of Beholder Black Wolf. And, you know, I still think it's an absolutely beautiful knife, but it's just not something that fits my collection. I don't really spend too much time with it. I do think, though, the handles are absolutely gorgeous, and I'd love to own an actual X10 at one point in the future. It's one of those that I just really want. Then it's probably, you know, now we're on to like my top 3 balisongs, basically. This is my Arm Shark Tsunami clone, which will be hopefully getting a little bit better with the brand new aftermarket blade that you can get for one of these guys. And it is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, this thing is a light handle bias in its current configuration without any of the weights in. And it goes to like a medium handle bias with all the weights in. And this thing is probably one of my most picked up balisongs, not only because it's a trainer. I mean, I do enjoy that it's a trainer. It's nice to have a high-end trainer, but also it's just so fun to flip. It's super comfortable. You know, it does every trick that you want. And it's just a fantastic balisong, honestly. I cannot get enough of this thing, and that's why I'm so excited that one, Arm Shark are going to be making their own version of this. 2, Bali Plus are releasing a new Tsunami, so I might even have to get that. And 3, you know, there is already an aftermarket blade. So for this, for like a live blade, that's the only thing I want. I just want something that fixes the balance, and it would be literally like borderline perfect balisong, best clone ever, basically. If you can get it to like that kind of the one Tsunami balance, or actually even slightly more competitive than that, that would literally be perfect. Then I have my latest addition, I should say, which is my Fellowship Blades Gaboon. This was a gift to me from my fantastic aunt. Big shout out to her. And this thing has been really surprising me. I did not expect to like this as much as I do. I thought, you know, it's a nice, you know, medium tier balisong. I wanted something that replaced the Cygnus, to be honest, because I wasn't really happy with the Cygnus. And I wanted something that was a bit more unique, you know, good flipping performance, beautifully designed, of course. I mean, that blade just, okay, if it will actually focus, but I mean, dude, the blade on this thing, absolutely fantastic. And I mean, I'm really happy that it's a full set as well. It just means you don't have to worry about, you know, nicking yourself like you do with some of the other balisongs here. But yeah, this thing is absolutely amazing. I currently have it set up with weights in the, well, this position screw hole. So not at the end. I found at the end it was too much. Here, I think it's like as close to perfect as I think I'm going to get for this thing. I would love like a a slightly lighter screw weight. I think that could be a cool addition, but this thing absolutely is a monster when it comes to flipping, and I really, really, really enjoy this thing, like way more than I should have. It was competing for favorite balisong at one point. The weight is something that hasn't bothered me. It takes a little bit to get used to in terms of switching between this and the other balisongs, but once you do, this thing flips like much heavier than it actually is, which I would say is a bad thing. That's something that the rep has, but like the way it carries momentum is absolutely beautiful. I really have basically no complaints about the Gaboon, other than I want the blade to be longer, just for the aesthetics purpose, like from a balancing point of view. But if you actually take a look, like it's about the same size as the Tsunami. It's a wee bit shorter, and I think it's a bit thinner as well. But honestly, it doesn't feel that bad in the hand. And now, laying them all out like this, I realise I have quite a few balisongs. And now we have our last one, the piece de resistance. My absolute baby, which would be the Machine Wise Serif. With the Opus blade, actually, the Serapis. Or Serapis. Or the Serif O, as it's officially called. Now, this thing is borderline perfect when it comes to balisongs. I would really love a slightly rounded handle version, which is why I'm really, really scared about this with a live blade, because if the real Tsunami, which has been described as similar to a Serif, is anything like that, that's dangerous, man. I'm actually really worried that I could like the Tsunami more than the Serif, because I mean, I picked this up more just because it's so much cheaper. But this thing, I mean, look at how it glistens in the light. I mean, it's just beautiful, and especially, you know, up close. Focus. Come on. There you go. I mean, up close, look at that milling. You can just see the way it just... It's just fantastic. If my phone would like to focus. Yeah, super bouncy. Honestly, one of the most cracked balisongs ever, to be honest. One of probably the best balisong kind of ever made. That is the entirety of my 2024 current collection, plus the Orca, I should say. And also this Novalis blade here, which does make a pretty big difference. But if you wanted to see a quick order in terms of like what would I flip the most as a ranking, it'll probably go something like this. Ooh. Okay, these three, I think they have to be kind of in their own separate category. I really like these three, and honestly, it kind of this is my main rotation at the moment. It's just these three. These three are absolutely fantastic. Next up, in terms of what I really enjoy flipping, I'd probably put the Orca here, right? Then I would put the Prisma. I really, really like the Prisma. Then it would probably go the Rep. Since the Rep is something special, I'll put this guy in here. Definitely these two. And then probably... Oh, yeah, probably the X10 would go there. I don't know. I think that would probably be my order, right? So imagine this has the Orca handles. That would be my order in terms of, like, you know, what I like to flip the most, which is these three. I flip this probably the most. This is my favorites to flip, and this is something that I just absolutely love picking up. This, I'm not sure exactly where it fits in, but it's honestly something that I'm fallen in love with, to be honest, way more than I expected to. This is surprisingly competent despite its weight. This is tried and true, man. This is super awesome, especially the fact that it's custom. And honestly, this, in terms of flipping performance, probably is like up here, if not like here. Maybe here. The Tsunami is really performant, but it's more performant than the Gaboon, for example, and possibly even more so than the Serif. This thing is an absolute performance monster, but it's just not necessarily what I enjoy personally in a balisong. So this is not a best to worst. This is a what I prefer in terms of preference. You know, something like this and this don't necessarily fit what I actually like in preference, but I really enjoy flipping them. When it comes to aesthetics, you know, this is going to be like way up here. You know, probably like, yeah, there, to be honest, or maybe there. Until this gets a proper blade, and then it'll be like that. But like, it's the Orca. I mean, it looks fantastic. I love how the Orca flips. It's not a balance that I was expecting to enjoy. I definitely prefer the balance of the Monarch. But yeah, it's something that I super enjoy. And yeah, that is so far my, you know, summative Balisong Collection 2024 May/June. And I absolutely love it. Any changes in the near future is that this is going to be finished. This will have a proper blade on it. And this is getting a clone, which I'm not sure how I feel about, to be honest. I guess it is sort of exciting that the Gaboon is getting a clone. You know, that Fellowship is, that Grant over here is, I guess, becoming one of the big boys and getting clones of his knives now. But you know, he's a small maker. And so the fact that the Gaboon is getting like a 1-to-1 clone, obviously the hardware will be nowhere near as good. But I think that's pretty interesting. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like rating, leave a comment, leave a subscribe. Feel free to join the channel. It really does help out. leave a super thanks or whatever. I'm in the process of establishing a Patreon and possibly a Patreon Discord. So those of you who have waited this far, you know, you guys are probably the ones that are going to be most eligible for that, because, you know, the people who click on and then click off, those guys, they don't really want to support the channel. But thank you guys so much for this. And yeah, I can't wait to get you guys the next video out. And I can't wait to just make more stuff for you guys. I really don't know what to be making though at the moment, because the community is a bit slow. So let me know what you want to see in the comments below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And I hope you've enjoyed my little collection video. And I hope you enjoyed the thumbnail as well. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.